This is it, boys. We've hit the peak. LR, UI Goku, and Blue Evolution Vegeta's EZAs are here. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today, we have the EZA announcements for the LR, AGL, UI Goku, and Int Blue Evolution Vegeta, or as Toonrami likes to call him, Royal Blue Vegeta. We are excited. We are going to go over their details in this video and talk a little bit more about what the rest of the 9th anniversary has in store for us in the coming week. So let's go ahead, let's hop on over to Monato's page. Shout out to him for getting out the translations for the LR, AGL, UI Goku. So taking a look here, he is Miraculous Awakening in Reps of Universe 7 category, key 3, HP attack defense 180%, as expected for the LR 6th year EZA. He gets a 180% lead like all the others did. Now, on his 12 key, he is greatly raising attack for the turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and has a high chance of performing a critical hit for 1 turn, as well as increases allies' critical hit chance 7%. He also has a basically dialed up a notch effect on the 18 key. Now he's massively raising attack for the turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, has a high chance of performing a critical hit, and gives all allies critical hit percent for 2 turns. So this is actually a really important buff. I like what he's doing. He doesn't get any defense on super, but we're going to see why that doesn't matter here in a second, right? Keep in mind, he's raising his attack massively on that 18 key. This is important because of what happens next. So in his passive, he's got attack and defense 200%. He has an additional attack and defense 77% when HP is 77% or above. He gets key 7 and evades enemies' attacks, including super attacks, for 1 turn from the first appearance. So he has guaranteed dodge on that first appearance. I can't tell you how awesome that is for me, especially when you consider he builds, as we look here in the rest of his passive, he builds the more he dodges, right? So having that guaranteed dodge for that first appearance really helps him out. He has a 77% chance of performing an additional super attack, right? Not an attack to perform an action that can be an attack, super attack. It is a great chance to perform an additional super attack. So that massively raise then rolls into a greatly raise, and if you get in a hidden potential additional error, that's 3 supers right there, all of which have a even higher crit chance. He also has a 77% chance to evade enemies' attacks, including super attacks, so up from the 70% he had before. He also gains an additional 7% chance to evade enemies' attacks within the same turn with each attack evaded. So, right, he dodges that first 77%, and every time he evades after that, he can get all the way up to 100% dodge. He also has key 2 up to 10. He gets defense 30% up to 150% with each attack evaded. So this just basically means the more he evades, the less squishy he is, right? So this is really helpful early on in those fights. This is why that first turn is so important, to just toss him in front of whatever attacks the enemy is doing. Now, he also has an additional 77% and performs a critical hit when you get the 24 key or when activating his active skill. Now, the active skill, because this is an EZA, remains unchanged, so still doing exactly what it did before. He also gets if he has 77% or less, starting from the entire attacking turn, he can revive with 77 HP recovered. Now, a lot of times revives are much lower. This being at 77% or less is huge, because when we're talking about these new red zones, these new memorial battles, these new blue zone events, we're talking about bosses who hit with 2 million level supers, and I'm assuming it's going to get even harder. So the ability to basically walk in near full health and be able to know you've got a revive on the way is very helpful with this guy. Now, once revived, he can get key 7 and attack and defense 77 when the character or ally's revive skill is activated. So this is different from before, where as before, him and Blue Vegeta, in order to get the revive buff that they had to be the ones revived. Anybody in the turn could take the KO hit, but it had to be their revive that procced. Now they have the ability to have anyone's revive proc, and it will buff them with their revive buff. So that's very, very nice. Now, after the revival skill is activated, he has another guaranteed dodge. So the next time, right? So you'll revive with him. The next time he shows up again, he has guaranteed dodge. So I mean, I don't know what to say. If there was a perfect way to fix a dodge or die character, this was it. This was it. Not only is he now no longer dodge or die, he now has an even better chance of dodging, right? Starting at 77% and building the more he does it, right? I don't know what it is about that 70 to 80% chance, right? Roughly there, right? 70% almost feels like 50% most of the time with this guy, but that little notch into closer to 80% is going to feel a lot smoother. You're going to be seeing that dodge a lot more often, and as long as you get that one, you're up over 85%, which means now, you know, you're pretty smooth sailing from there. And on the off chance you don't, by those points, you've got a little extra defense on him to help you out. Now, he's probably not going to be taking any major supers if he misses the dodge, but he'll survive most normals, which I think is good enough. Now, because of the extra 150% he's getting on their revive and on the additional dodges, that's kind of why they didn't give him any raise on his super attack. So yeah, you know, I'm okay with that given what he's doing here with all of the dodging. So really, really happy with what he's doing. So we do also have the Int Blue Evolution Vegeta. So we have Oni over here. We've not really checked out his translations before, but he seems to be the only ones who have them posted. But well, let's check out Minato real quick. Did he update? Did he post them yet for Vegeta? All right. No. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we got Vegeta's. Wait, come back. That's not what we want. Here it is. Here. All right, so we got Blue Evolution Vegeta's here. I'm sure Oni's is probably good too, but I prefer the white text. It's a little bit easier for me to read with the white background here. So, leader skill, we got powerful comeback, reps of universe 7, 180%. On his 12 key, he is greatly raising defense for the turn, causing colossal damage, and performs a critical hit for one turn, and the same effect as UI Goku, increasing that critical hit chance by 7%. On his 18 key, he is greatly raising attack and defense for the turn, causing mega colossal damage, and again, having that additional 7%. So imagine you had a turn where you had UI Goku and Vegeta proccing their 18 and their 12 keys, right? You're basically guaranteeing whoever attacks after them is getting guaranteed crits, so it's kind of nice. On his passive, he's got attack defense 200%. He guards all attacks for the first appearance, so opposite Goku, right? Goku dodges, Vegeta guards, and it's got damage reduction. So he's got guaranteed guard for the first appearance. Very, very helpful. He performs an additional attack with a 77% chance for it to be a super attack. He reduces damage received by 50%. Nice. I like that. So he's just got a flat 50% damage reduction. That's very helpful. He reduces damage received an additional 10% up to 30. So he can get up to 80% damage reduction within the same turn that he receives attacks or evaded. Nice. I love how they included that, right? Because he's an int type unit. He has some evasion in him, and you know, most of you may have built him with some dodge in him, so you know what, that's pretty good. All right, he gets key 3 up to 10, attack defense up to 30%, up to 120 with each attack performed. He has an additional 77% and performs a critical hit when key is 24 or activating the active skill. Like Goku, active skill remains unchanged. If his HP is 77% or less, after receiving 5 or more attacks, I like that. So let's back up a second. So Goku can just straight up revive with no condition. However, Vegeta's is locked behind the 5 attacks as it was. But again, that's not too bad considering what he's doing, right? So 77%, and then he gets the revive. When he revives or someone else activates their revival skill, key 7 attack to defense. It's the same as Goku. And then when he comes back around, he has a guaranteed guard. So again, beautiful. I love it. Couldn't be better. 50% damage reduction is a huge modifier when we're talking about damage reduction. You're essentially talking about chopping damage reduction in half. By the time he takes that first hit, you're now 60%, 70, and 80 by the third hit. So as long as the first attack you take isn't a super and he has time to build his 18 key, then boom. I mean, he's going to be solid. He's going to be tanking just about every super in the game. I'd worry to say Beast Gohans because that's a 2.4 million, and I don't think people really understand just how high 2.4 million is, right? Half of 2.4 million is still 1 million, so something worth considering there. So, you know, he might not be taking Beast Gohan supers, but everybody else he should be fine on looking at the details here. So I'm really, really happy with the way these guys are looking. These are very, very good EZAs. They could not have handled them better. And I got to tell you, man, this just means to me that I was right about the Tournament of Power androids. So far, every EZA in this 9th anniversary celebration has buffed them tremendously. Blue Evolution, Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, EZA, perfect. These two, perfect. They could not have handled them better for this team, and I'm really, really happy with the buffs. Now all we need is just a full-blown Dokkan Fest unit to fill out the rest of that team, and they're going to be cooking solid. So, unfortunately, that is not all we got with this EZA announcement. We also have the announcement for a bunch of stuff. Not only do we have the next stages for the new story events, we have the EZAs for the Frieza and the LR Beerus over on JP. Make sure you grind those out. You'll get your free rainbow tickets to do your 77 ticket multi. I'll do a guide probably tomorrow or so on how to get all of the rainbow tickets, but it's pretty much grind out these two units, EZA them, and boom, you got them. We got 2 new stages coming. We got a new stage for the old red zone. I'm assuming it's a Cell Max. It doesn't say specifically, but we also have a new stage for the Fearsome Activation Cell Max event as well, which is what leads me to believe that this is a Cell Max to the original boss, which means more movie boss tickets, which is great. But this means that, oh my god, if you guys remember how hard the original Cell Max stage was, this is going to be even harder than that. So scary times, but should be fun. We have the next stage of the 9th anniversary battle, which will give us the equips, the anniversary equips for Broly and Beast Gohan. So that'll be great. We have the next stage of the blue zone, which will bring Ulton and Gogeta as the final fights. So this will be great. I mean, they're going to be hard. Expect them to be hard. We're adding the next missions for the Pan event that gets you, I think it's like 30 stones for taking this stage down by collecting all the water bottles. They're now adding a category boost, I think is the way this is working, and then we've got a new burst mode. So lots of good stuff coming for the last part 3 of JP Dokkan's 9th anniversary. This is going to be the last bit of the anniversary unless they decide to toss in a part EX, which probably unlikely. They haven't done a part EX since 7th anniversary, so this is probably it leading into Dokkan, JP Dokkan's March Dokkan Fest leading into Saiyan Day. Who knows what those will be, but this is just some exciting stuff. Really, really happy with the way these EZAs turned out. So anyways, guys, that is it for our video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what are your thoughts on Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta's EZA and UI Goku's EZA? Who do you think is better? Honestly, I mean, as long as an event doesn't cancel dodge, I'm going with UI Goku. But in the event that it does, obviously Vegeta's got it in the bag. He is no slouch this time around. They really handled the Vegeta EZA quite well. So can't wait to see them in game. So anyways, guys, if nothing else, thanks for watching, and aloha.